Hi you guys, it's Karina. So I am back with another video tutorial on my template one. So she does look a little bit familiar to a video tutorial that I made a couple months ago on the same template, kind of the same style, flat flower. Only difference is this one requires a little bit more petals, a little bit different, but pretty much the same technique. I am currently working on some decor for my dining room area where our dining slash living room where the Christmas tree is going to go up, and I need some holiday flowers. I like to always switch up my sets downstairs, and I wanted something that was kind of, Christmassy or whatnot, and I really wanted to incorporate some sort of snowflakes into them, but not, I don't know, I just a little bit more pizzazz. So I started going around Cricut and their projects that they have there, and I typed in snowflakes and I seen these ornaments that they have for their Christmas trees. I was like, oh, I think this might work as a center, which is this right here, which is so cute. I don't know if you can see it. So it's like it consists of snowflakes and a rosette, and then of course I just added a cute little bling because I was like blinging up my flowers. So I posted a picture. A lot of you loved it, wanted to see how I made it. So I am here today to show you guys. It's super simple, guys. So again, it does require template 1. But if you have my template 48, which is the mini version of this template, you could also just follow the same techniques and you can just make smaller ones, or you could also mix the petals together to make different sizes, which is what I did with this one over here. I actually used template 1 and 48, so this template right here is part of the template 48. Template 1 is the one, just because with template 1, let me show you guys, she's big. When I first created her, I was into making large paper flowers, like, I mean 18, 20, 22 inches, guys. Like, that was my thing. But shipping prices and all that, it's just it's too much money, which is why I had converted her into a smaller version, which is my template 48. But I really wanted a different size with that one that I showed you, but these weren't going to really work with a 13-inch that I wanted. So actually I used these two and then one of them from template 48. But I'm going to tell you here, if you have the SVG either on template 1 or on template 48, guys, just manipulate the sizing, guys, and you can create various size petals. Okay, so if you have the SVG, either 1 or 48, just mess with the sizing, guys, and you guys can create different different size flowers. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be making these cute Christmassy inspired flowers, and we are going to be making the 18-inch because I need another one of this particular size because I really want like a loud big statement downstairs. So we're going to be making this one right here. Okay, so let's talk about materials and what you will need. All right, so obviously you will need the template, and for that 18-inch one, I did use the first 3 petals. Okay, so you will need the first 3 petals. Now, depending on, obviously you can choose any cardstock that you would like to use color wise. I'm trying to go more with the neutrals just because that is kind of my vibe for my Christmas tree. No more neutral tones. So for the snowflakes, I am incorporating this text weight paper called Nude. Okay, so this is a pretty kind of shimmery paper. It's really hard to tell, but it's by Curious Metallic. So this is from Paper Papers. So I am going to be using this one in the tutorial. I am also using Astro Brights. So you can get this at Walmart and Target. Also online. I believe, I want to say I've also seen them on Amazon. But this is one of my favorite packs I always use. Especially people always ask me about what silvers do I like to use. I love using these two. But today I'm going to be using white gold. Now for that this flower right here, this one right here, this is actually the champagne. That champagne pearl is what I use. But for today's tutorial, I am going to be using the white gold. It's such a pretty, subtle, shimmery color. Let me show you right here because you can see that beautiful sheen. So I will be using the white gold for the tutorial for the flower. So the actual flower is going to be using this, and I'm also using from Astro Brights. I'm going to be using, it's also Nina, their white cardstock, and that's going to be part of the center. So again, any cardstock you want, you can use any colors, you know, if you want to make it fun and bright, which I'm sure they're going to look absolutely gorgeous, which honestly kind of makes me want to make some too, but I have no time. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. So for the flower part, let me put this paper to the side. So like I said, you're going to need the first 3 petals. You are going to need scissors if you're going to do hand cutting, which I personally did. But again, she is available SVG, so you can just go ahead and have your Cricut machine cut those petals out. You're going to need a glue gun. I am using my Sure Bonder Mini Detailed Glue Gun. This is the cordless one. It's one of my faves. And yeah, and the cardstock and pencil to trace, and you're pretty much good to go, guys. Honestly, it's such a simple flower to make. So let's talk about how many you're going to need of petals. So they're not all going to require the same amount because this will depend on how you are spacing your petals. But my goal here was to incorporate a lot more petals because I wanted more of like a fuller look. So with the first 18-inch that I made, I actually used 15 petals. So that's exactly what I cut out, was 15 petals of the largest one. Does not necessarily mean though, guys, that maybe for you guys you'll be using 15. You might use less, you might need more. Who knows? I might, you know, I'm just winging it right here, but you're just gonna follow the same technique. So I did 15, and then I also did 15 of this one. And then for the little cuties, you're gonna double up. So I did make 30 because it's gonna serve for 2 layers. So it depends, again, how many petals you use the first time. But for the meantime, I did do 30, and we will see if I use them all or if I need more. And then as you can see over here on the side, I have the stuff to make the center, which I will be showing you if you have the Cricut machine how to make, or at least how I made it, because I probably didn't do it the right way, that how you're supposed to, but I will show you personally how I did it. Now, if you don't have the Cricut machine and you don't have access to the image, just make yourself your own snowflake, guys. Go on Pinterest. There's so many tutorials on how to make your own folded snowflakes and whatnot. I wanted to do one, but I was like, I don't have time. But I have seen that on Pinterest. There's so many tutorials, guys, on how to make your own snowflakes by just folding the paper and cutting, and just throw that in the center and then add a cute little gem and you are good to go. Okay, so petal wise, what you're just going to do once they're all cut, all you're going to do is just fold them in half. So you want to crease them, and then voila, that's it. Easy enough. There's no more cutting involved, and we are good to go. All right, I do want to apologize just in case, I don't know if you hear the sounds or not, but my husband decided that he wants to put on Christmas lights while I am making this tutorial. He's literally right outside my window making all kinds of noises. So if you kind of hear some thumping around, it's my husband who is putting on some Christmas lights. So and he's looking at me right now, making me feel awkward. So we are going to go ahead and get started. All right, so you are going to add a little dot of glue, and just add a small dot of glue just in case we need to adjust some petals. But your goal here is to just go around in a circle. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up this part, and I'll be right back when mine is all done. All right, you guys, so this is something what you want. So I actually did use all 15 petals that I cut just like that first one. So that is great. So most likely you're also going to need 15. But again, if you use more or less than me, that is absolutely okay. So obviously we have this big gap. You are going to need the same color as your flower. You're just going to cut out a circle. You are going to add glue all around. And cover that up. Make sure you have a protective surface behind you, just so it doesn't, you know, stick to it. I am using this silicone mat, which I highly recommend if you're working with hot glue and crafting. They're so convenient. I will have them linked underneath on my, if you're watching the video tutorial on my YouTube, I will have the one link that I have from Amazon. Actually, I have a couple from Amazon. Also, Surebonder also has a great one as well. I love theirs because it's like very thick. This one is more of a lightweight, but I decided to go with the white just because it's very gloomy today, cloudy. So I just didn't, you know, hopefully this kind of brightens up a little bit, the tutorial. So there we go. We have the first layer. So now we are on to the next petal. So because we used 15 for that first layer, means we will also need 15 from now on out for all the rest. So get your second size and you're just going to add glue. And your goal here, guys, is just to go in between those petals, okay? And you are just going to go around. Simple enough. Nothing too complicated. And just make sure, like I said, that you are going in the center. And that is it. So I am going to go ahead and finish this layer and I will be right back. All right, you guys. So as you can see, I am done with that second layer. Okay, so remember, you're just going in between that first layer. So now we need our little cuties. So for me, because I did do 15-15 and I need double these, so I went ahead and made 30. And pretty much, you're repeating the same thing. You're going to try to go now in between these two and go around. So you can see it's not a hard flower to make. Personally, I don't think it's time consuming either. Well, if you don't have kids who are constantly stopping you like my children. But, you know, when I'm a little kid free, I'm able to craft with no interruptions. It's a pretty quick flower to make. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and finish this layer up and I will be right back. All right, you guys, so that third layer is done. So we are on to the last ones and you are going to, you guessed it, repeat the same process. So now we are going in between that layer and you're just going to go around. Now, as you notice over here, I just added some glue to the right side, not the left, just because at the end when I'm done, I'm going to go ahead and tuck that petal in. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and just go around. And that's pretty much it, guys. And then all we'll be left with is the center, which I will also show you what that looks like on Design Space if you have Cricut. But again, if you don't have Cricut, you don't have access to that image, just you can create your own, guys. Like I said, go on Pinterest, YouTube. I'm sure there's a lot of tutorials on how to make snowflakes. You know, if you're going with that, you know, kind of theme or whatnot of holiday, making it a holiday. But if not, I mean, you can definitely do whatever. Honestly, I was also considering, which I think would look beautiful, and I think one day I might do the center, because this flower is actually giving me sunflower vibes. It really is. And I was thinking, well, I thought maybe for holiday, getting like a styrofoam ball, cut it in half, and then spray paint it, and then add glitter and add it to the center. I was thinking possibly red or something. I think that would look beautiful. But if you're making this into a sunflower, if you get a styrofoam ball and just spray paint it brown, you got yourself a sunflower. Yeah, I don't know. I just thought about that. So that's another option. If you get those large styrofoam balls and add that as a center, maybe even bling it up, I think that would look beautiful. I'm definitely going to make that flower one day. Not sure when, but I definitely want to give that a try with the styrofoam ball, because I'm sure that's going to look gorgeous. Maybe for the spring, when I create a spring set for downstairs, I think I'm definitely going to have to do that. So, all right, guys, I'll be right back. But as you can see, this is what we're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and finish it up, and then we'll be back for the tutorial on the center. All right, you guys, so as you can see, I am done with that 4th layer, and we are pretty much done. Now we need to figure out a center. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what that image looks like on Design Space, because I did search for it under projects, just because I had a feeling, because of Christmas coming up, I had a feeling that Cricut already had Snowflake already projects for you to just already make and cut. So I'm going to go ahead and show you right here. I'm going to insert the clip of how you can look for the center that I'm about to show you right now. Again, you can do anything, alternative center, but this is just to show you, for those of you who are curious what center I use. I'm going to go ahead and show you now what that image looks like. All right, you guys, so let's go ahead and see where you can find these Snowflake Ornament images. So what you're going to do is you're going to go, and sorry if it's shaking because I'm holding the phone. You're going to go to projects, okay? And then in your search engine right here, you're going to want to type in Snowflake. All right, so once you have typed in Snowflake, then you're going to get a whole bunch of images. Now, again, I wanted something like Christmassy, so I figured, you know what, let me look at their project section, because maybe I can find something already made, because honestly, I did not have the time to think, you know what I mean? Like, I needed something that was quick and easy. So I kept scrolling until something caught my eye, which they did, which were these right here. So they're rosette snowflake ornament sets. Just because it had the word rosette, and I've been obsessed with the kind of fan palms and that, with the folding back and forth. And I was like, oh, I think this is right up my alley. So this is what you're going to want. So I went ahead and went to customize. You're just wait a couple of seconds. So there you go. So they already have 3 sizes for you. You can mess around with the sizing if you want. You can just select all, and then you can just mess around with the sizing, but just make sure that you select all, so that way, because this is a group, this is a group, and this is a group. Okay, so again, if you want to resize these, I would just recommend selecting them all, and then just with this little arrow, that way you'll be resizing them if you want them bigger or if you want them smaller. I kept them as is because I was curious to see what size, but I'm going to go ahead and use this one, the larger one, since we are making a larger flower. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these. Okay, so this part right here is going to be your rosette. Now for this part, so ungroup. Okay, so you definitely want the circle. You want this part, but the thing is here, because this is meant to be a layered ornament, and you're supposed to put those little foam tackies, but which is what I'm not doing that just because I'm actually adding it to a flower. I am going to just delete one of these images because I don't want 2 of them. And then that's it. So once you have what you want, you are just going to go press make it. All right, you guys, so on to the center and how to assemble. So this is the way that I did it. Not too sure if this is how Cricut meant for it to be used, but this is the way that I did it. So This is going to be the back part, okay? So obviously I wanted to bling her up just because, you know, I love bling. This is an option. So I went ahead and just got some gems from Michael's. And then I went ahead and just glued these right on top of the snowflake. So again, option, you don't have to do this if you don't want to, but if you want to make it nice and sparkly, then you can go ahead and do this. So I will be right back once I'm done blinging her up. All right, you guys, so I went ahead and added those cute little gems. So we are done with that part. So now we have to work on the rosette part. Now, I'm not an expert on rosettes, guys, and I'm not too sure if this is the way that had to be done. So pretty much when you cut this out with your Cricut Design Space, you are going to need your, what was that? The stylus to, you know, to crease. So because it already has the lines, as you can see, so you're pretty much folding accordion style, front and back, and there's 4 pieces. Okay, so just like this. All right, so like I said, you will have 4 pieces. So what I did, added glue and then grabbed the next piece. And then I went ahead and glued her. Next one. And the next one. Again, not positive if this is the way you're supposed to do it, but this is what worked for me. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give that another fold, just like that. Okay, so now what you want to do, because you're going to have this long piece, now we want to go ahead and glue these 2 pieces together. Just like that. Okay, so this is what you should have. Okay, so now your goal here is to flip this. Takes patience. Lots and lots of patience. Okay, so as you can see, that formed the rosette. Okay, so there's I definitely have to add more glue here, but typically first I will just do this first, give some pinching. Okay, so you will need a base, a circle, because what you're going to do is you are going to add glue. Okay, you're going to get your rosettes. Sorry, I'm a little congested. And then I just place my rosette on top, because that's pretty much just going to hold her together. Again, guys, this is the way I do it. I don't know if this is how Cricut, you know, it's just with those projects that they have there, they don't really give you directions as to how to make things. So I pretty much just wing it and go with it. So as you can see, these are the pieces that we connected. So I have to add a little bit more glue just so I can have them connected. I got that one. this one. Connect that. And then one more. And voila, you got your rosette. Okay, so now you are going to get your other snowflake. So because there'll be two sizes. So then your smaller one, you're gonna add glue. Glue her on top. Press down. Get your other circle, your smaller one, and that to the center. Okay. Get your little bling. Add that to the center. These gems are from Amazon. I will have them linked. All right. And now we're just going to glue that in the center, but I'm going to go ahead and grab my flower, and I'll do that once I have it on the flower. All right, guys, so here is the flower. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that larger snowflake. Okay, I'm going to add some hot glue. Then I'm going to go ahead and place this in the center. Okay, and then that goes right there in the center as well. So you are just going to add hot glue and place her in the center of the snowflake. Just press it down just to make sure that it gets glued on. And you are all done. There we go. How cute is that? Oh my gosh, I love that center. It pizzazzes it up. Definitely, again, like if you want something more brighter, switch up the colors, guys. This is going with my color scheme that I have going on, that I will be, you know, from the holidays, which is why I just wanted to go mostly like all white, the neutral colors, nothing too over the top, but I bet they would look gorgeous and beautiful, bright colors as well. And if you do attempt it, please tag me on Instagram. You guys know I love seeing your creations with my templates, and so that way I can share with my followers, because I think whenever you guys share with me, guys, I share with my followers, and I think that inspires, you know, other people out there. They're like, oh, well, they were able to do that, so I can too. So definitely, if you ever use any of my templates, guys, go ahead and tag me, because I love, you know, sharing with others what, you know, my template clients can do with my templates. And yeah, that is much it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. I hope the center from Cricut, hopefully, you know, again, it's the way I did it, but I think it works, and I think it's absolutely adorable. And yeah. So for templates, please visit www.arielelisedesigns.com. All right, I will have a special code underneath here if you're watching on YouTube for 30% off. Sorry, I'm telling you, the weather, the season, my goodness, I feel like I'm always sick. Follow my Instagram at Ariel Elise Designs for any more tips, tutorials, because I do share a lot there with you guys as well. And if you have any questions, guys, go ahead and also DM me on Instagram. I try to respond quickly to you guys, but definitely leave me a message. Don't comment, you know, on the post, just because it's hard to keep up with the comments, because, you know, if a lot of people are commenting or liking a picture, you know, they go away and then I can't see them. But if you direct message me, that is wonderful. That way I can make sure that I get to you and answer any of your questions. And yeah, I will chat with you guys later. Bye.